Hello, and welcome to Saving Circle, where we help millennial professionals feel confident about managing their money. I'm your host, Vineet Prasad. On today's episode, with the holidays right around the corner, we'll be discussing gift giving, specifically what I've seen work really well for me and folks I've worked with in the past. Really, the goal is to make everybody happy without sacrificing your long term financial goals, is the way I see gift giving. So, I'll be breaking it down today into three different strategies that I've seen work really well for people. First one is when it comes to gift giving, time and time again, what I've seen with people is that thoughtful really beats expensive. And that means a lot of the time, especially if we're in a rush to buy a gift, we feel like we need to get something expensive, something top of the line for people, and that's what will make them feel appreciated. What I've really seen in my past, as well as with other people, is that sometimes an expensive gift that isn't very personalized or thoughtful can feel more awkward than anything, or just not as appreciated as a potentially less expensive, more thoughtful gift that keeps in mind what someone really cares about or enjoys. An example from my own relationship is one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. Stephanie, my wife, is a gift. She has a series of books that she really likes, and has all the books in the collection except for one. One year I got her the missing book in her collection, which she hadn't been able to find, and she really loved that. Super excited about it, even though it was, I think, only $10, $15 and way less expensive than some of the other gifts we had done in the past. So that's a great example from my own experience. I myself also still treasure and pride a t-shirt that was very customized to something I like, that I got from Nikita, my sister, years ago, and cost $5. So goes to show, thoughtful definitely beats expensive with gifts. Second thing to consider is some kind of a gift giving agreement or game or arrangement with your family or close circle of friends that helps everybody spend a bit less, but still have a really good time. And you probably know what I'm talking about here. Games like White Elephant. I've done several White Elephants with a group of friends or family. And those are really fun because not only do you only get one gift for each person in the group, but also you can decide that everybody can give something they have already, and they just don't use anymore, and give it to the group. And then you kind of gamify who ends up with what. I think that's a great idea, to have everybody be able to save more towards what matters to them, and have a fun time. The other thing that works really well is Secret Santa, as I'm sure many people have played and experienced. It can feel awkward to propose, be that person that says, hey, do you guys all want to do a Secret Santa this year? But a lot of people will appreciate it and say, oh, yeah, that would be great, because a lot of people in the same situation, they have to spend time getting gifts for everybody, figure that out, as well as the expense. And the final thing I would say, if you are doing one of those gift giving games, trying to come up with an arrangement for kind of a max price for everybody, just because oftentimes in families and friend groups, there's usually some people that earn more, some people that earn less. And it can be awkward for those who earn less, or earn more, if their gifts are very different from everybody else's in terms of price. So having either like a cost limitation or maybe even a time limitation if people are making their gifts can be a good idea for that. And finally, I just want to say it's okay if, as the holiday season comes up, you have to dip into savings that you weren't planning on. It's of course not ideal. You ideally want to plan throughout the year and be putting money into what I've discussed many times in the past, this concept of a revolving savings account, where you figure out what are all the big unusual expenses throughout the year, figure out the monthly average for those, take the cost divided by 12. So for example, if you figure out that every year you spend $600 on gifts throughout the year, then putting $50 a month away into your revolving savings, in addition to putting other, additional amounts per month for other things like vacations, is a great idea and can make it so you don't have to pull from, say, your emergency fund during the holidays. If this year that's something you're going to have to do, know that It's very normal. It happens to a lot of people that I've seen and worked with. Just for next year, maybe start thinking about how you can put money away into a dedicated fund for things like the vacations or income tax that you expect to owe, or holiday gifts, so that it's just less stressful and you have that money sitting there when it comes to next year and it's time to buy gifts. So that's all I have for today on gift giving. I hope you have an awesome holiday season, and I appreciate you checking out today's episode. If you want to ever look at more personal finance tips, you can look at my website, savingsacademy.com. And if you found today's episode useful, I would greatly appreciate you leaving a rating or review. It really helps more people find out about what I'm doing, so I can help more people succeed around their finances and just feel confident around them. And that's all for today. Until next time, keep saving, my friends. Keep saving.